Hey, we have an amazing episode coming up.
It's a little different from usual because you'll actually get to know a little bit more about us as individuals and what makes us tick. What?
What?
I know, we never
Right?
share.
Never, ever. This show is not based on anything that we care about whatsoever.
Anyways, if you want to find out more about what makes us tick, watch this and come right back.
Watch this little tune.
When the day is done and I need a good laugh, I tune into Lazyboys night on their chosen path. Two mates on the lounge with stories untold, chatting about movies worth more than gold. Food escapades and opinions so true, just two good fellas seeing life through. Their banter and wisdom, a comforting sound. No pretense, no drama, just solid common ground. These are the channels, the ones I adore, guiding my screen, always wanting more. From shredding guitars to laughter and chat, my favorite YouTube, that's where it's at.
That's Dude.
That's Dude.
And welcome to Lazyboys Night.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, nice clear.
Right?
Not a lot of head on this one.
Good.
Oh, the whole
tired of all the
can-
head.
oh, yes, the can fits in the glass. What are we drinking here?
Oh.
Fine Italian style Pilsner, white Pilsner.
From Wellington Brewery.
Ah.
Debut.
Debut.
It's all about debut.
You know, I like a good Pilsner. Every now and then it's a little lighter, but sometimes that's what
We
you want,
don't
right?
have Pilsners very often.
I know.
We don't.
Well, here's to what looks like a great Pilsner.
Cheers. That's a great Pilsner.
It's a very clean finish.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would,
It's refreshing. It doesn't feel heavy at all. I do find that it cleans up quickly on your palate. I want to go back for a second sip right now because I want more flavor.
I'm going to use this to brush my teeth in the morning. I don't have a problem at all.
Your dentist will appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Repeat business. All right, good job, Wellington. Yeah, this is it's refreshing.
It is refreshing. This is a nice pub beer, right?
Yeah, you're sitting at the pub,
Man.
order some chicken wings, have
Have
this.
this, and good conversation, good food. It's a perfect beer for
Good
that.
God. All right. So,
So,
on the agenda tonight, dude, fill us in.
well, we were having a conversation in the Dude Den here about memorabilia, because we've been talking about it a few times in recent episodes.
As you can tell, there's a lot
Somewhat.
of memorabilia.
Yeah, a
Oh,
few
look.
things.
There's a tiny little Funko Pop me, and there's a tiny little Funko Pop dude right on the other side.
Dude, can you pop up a close-up of our
There you go.
Funkos? There we go. There we are. Aren't we adorable? So,
But the Dude Den and our personal homes are
Yes.
littered with memorabilia.
exactly.
Some more than others. But
Just,
nonetheless,
right?
they make up part of who we are, and they tell a lot about who we are as people, right?
And one of the things that we've noticed a lot is that other YouTubers, other content creators, if you start looking at other people, and it's okay, you can see other people. We're in an open relationship, and we're fine with that.
We're not
we
jealous.
understand. We're good with it. Always come back to us, though.
Yes.
Because you do have a special
Or we
place
will
in our
hunt
heart.
you down.
We will find you. Sorry, that came out really dark, right?
Liam Neeson is like, yeah, okay.
We love you. I'll find you. So, a lot of those content creators also have a lot of memorabilia in their background. It's one of those things where if you go into fandom, geekdom, all of those fun things, if you're a proponent of videos and YouTube channels and YouTubers that talk about movies, TV, comic books, name it, you will always see something in the background that you'll go, oh, I know what that is, I know what that is. So we had that conversation about, well, why do we keep these? And most of the time is we've noticed that there's a fun story or there's an attachment to it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just like the way it looks, but most of the time, it goes beyond that. It's not just an aesthetic quality.
Well, there's some of them that are just outright cool.
Yeah,
I'll give
yeah.
you that. Like our Funkos, it's just outright cool.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's us doing our Lazyboys thing,
right?
so it has a special meaning.
There's a little thing
But
there.
anyways, we have selected each 3 particular items.
That we're willing to share with you and with you.
Yep.
So we're gonna do one of these things. So we're just gonna go through. It's our toxic.
Toxic.
I'm a toxic male. That's right. I'm gonna go into a diatribe. No. So our top 6 nostalgia objects, memorabilia, right?
Nostalgia memorabilia. It's big words. It makes us sound smart.
Exactly.
Right?
Smart. So do you want me to start?
Sure.
Okay. So the first item I picked, which is, it used to be amongst our, when we brought everything in to have our background, I used to have it in the early days of our episodes. I removed it because we often have a studio audience, right? Once we're done taping, we open up the bar, right? And then we start having a few drinks, and then people start looking around at the memorabilia. There's one specific object that we had exposed, and people gravitated towards it, and it made me very uneasy. I removed it since, and it no longer appears in the back. It's in a safe place.
Now I'm like wondering what's missing. I'm confused.
Yeah, so you'll recognize it right away. Dude's gonna recognize it right away. You guys didn't even notice that I took it out of our background, but I'm referring to this specific toy. So
I don't even know what that is from. Is that Battlestar Galactica?
this is a generic space
It's just
gun.
generic one.
So
Okay.
the story behind this is why this is so important to me. It has different settings, by the way. There's a little
It's like
light.
a chipmunk setting.
So exactly, it's like what? I'll put it the cool one.
Do you have
you
one
have to
that sounds
remember-
like opening a beer?
No, not back then.
Oh, that's too bad.
So the whole idea behind this, why it was removed, because everybody was going to it, right? They were using it. This is the very first toy that I bought with my own money.
How old were you?
I was 12 years old,
Wow.
right? So at 12 years old, I wanted this because
It was cool.
we had Star
Come on, you're a
Trek.
12-year-old,
You
yeah.
had Battlestar Galactica. You had
Buck Rogers
Buck
of the 21st
Rogers,
century.
like all of these space movies. I wanted to have my own space gun. This specific weapon of choice comes from consumer distributing.
Oh my God. If you don't know
Folks.
what that is, that was a department store without a department. It was just
just had a
basically a
warehouse.
store with a front counter and a catalog and everything's in the warehouse, and you'd fill out a little form with the item number you want, and somebody would go in the back, get it, and bring it back to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I had enough money to buy this. I got on my bike. I made my way over to the nearest consumer distributing on my own. Back in the day,
Was that the one in plastic? No, that's
no,
that's the
no.
plastic,
Yeah, it was before that one. Back in the day, we were allowed to bike around as long as you came back for supper and you were
Yeah,
safe.
yeah. And then after supper, as long as you came back before the sun was down.
Your parents didn't care where you were.
'Twas the
right?
80s. 'Twas glorious.
Oh, we had it good. So if you want to know how good we had it, go check out this song with Cole 80. Here's the link. Go check out his channel. There's a song called Gen X Forever.
Oh, yeah.
Go listen to it. So that's what I'm talking about, Gen X Forever. So I made my way to the consumer distributing, 12 years old, lock up my bike, go inside, open up the catalog. I knew exactly where it was, get the number, wrote the paper, walked up to the counter, gave my paper, gave them my money. They went to the back and came back out with this little beauty. As soon as I got it, man, I couldn't wait to get home.
And he shot his brother dead.
Holy frick! This was like the best thing ever. Because I had, back in the day, I know kids today, you don't have to work for anything, you get everything free. But once upon a time, you had an allowance.
Grumpy old man.
You actually had to work for your money.
Grumpy old man.
So, with my allowance, man, it took me months and months and months to get enough cash to get this together.
How sick of the noise were your parents?
I would never play it around my parents.
Smart.
Yeah, that was one of the, I could play with it as much as I wanted, but I couldn't do this.
No, because that would drive a parent up the
So
wall.
I was allowed to do whatever the hell I wanted with this as long as I didn't do.
That's a choice, and the fact that you know,
It still works.
40 years later, it
Ish.
still looks great
Ish.
and works ish. It still looks great and works properly.
So the nostalgia behind it is the fact that when I, just being the geeks that we are, and to have that one, space gun that wasn't specific to a show was really important to me, because I wanted to be able to be in every show.
It's yours.
It's
Yeah,
mine,
it's generic.
specific to me. And again,
That's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, so that's my show and tell.
There you go.
This is my first
Alright.
show and tell.
Well,
My space gun.
Mine is perhaps not as cool toy-wise, but my story is I like to think a touching story. Although I think I might have told this story in part before. I brought. I don't carry as much memorabilia knickknacks as Dude does. I do have some though, but what I have a lot is DVDs. You think this little collection here you see is
This pitiful little collection.
This is a pittance compared to mine. But there's one movie in particular that holds an emotional place for me. And though I have different incarnations, I had it on VHS. I had, all these things. I'm bringing out Superman the movie because I know I might have told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again. This movie came out in December '78.
We had a whole. Go check out this episode. Right, we talked about all the Supermans.
This movie came out in December of '78, and little dude here was 6 years old at the time.
Oh,
and
he's sharing super deep.
I'm sharing super deep, and in my family, my dad was a big movie buff.
Yeah.
My mom, my siblings, not really, occasionally, but movies was never really a thing for them. My dad was a big movie buff, and he struck out with my brother and sister, so he's hoping maybe dude here, the first thing I ever saw in theaters. And remember back then, there's no Netflix, there's no this. TV movies were like sometimes late at night on Sundays, and you had commercial breaks every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So really, the cinematic experience, and back then TV screens were small, so the cinematic experience
We had
was
a massive 40-inch TV, man.
40?
40.
Not
Yeah.
back then. They didn't make 40-inch TVs back then.
Hell yeah, we had them. It was like on the floor.
But this tube itself, we had a 28-inch, and that was like the largest one you can get in the market
What?
back then. Yeah. Anyways, we digress.
That's what we do best.
Point being is, my dad took me to see Superman the movie. First thing I ever saw on the big screen. And the impact was so profound. This is what made me love cinema. This is what made me love superheroes, comic books, pop culture in general. This is why I have the little Superman S logo on my shoulder blade. This is why I wear superhero belt buckles. This is why this thing was so impactful on me. And it's a moment I had with my dad. And since then, whenever a cool new movie came out, he didn't ask my brother, he didn't ask my sister, he asked me. He's like, dude, I want to go see a movie. Yes. And that was a bonding
And yes, our
thing.
parents called us dude even
Yep.
when we were...
And that was a bonding thing I had with my dad.
Wow.
And it all started with this. I have several copies of this, so different formats, box sets, this and this and that. But this thing will always hold a near and dear place in my heart because it's the movie that started it all, and it was a connection I have with my dad that my siblings did not have.
That's very cool.
So yeah, it's.
I have so many different variants of that movie. It's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Like as soon as I'd see a new, like we've had this kind of conversation before.
Different covers of it,
different
and so
covers,
forth.
man. As soon as it's a different cover, if it's a new,
and then the extended cut,
my
and then
Lord.
this, and then I've got them all.
everything.
I got them
if I put out, anyways, there's a lot of Superman stuff.
If you put out,
If I put out, I do.
he
put
puts out.
But,
but
yeah,
only on
no,
the
that's
third
an
date.
awesome thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, very
you.
nice. And
All
that's,
right.
every time you see that,
I have
Right.
seen that movie more than any other movie in
Yeah.
like I can't tell you how many times. I mean, we're in the double, not quite triple digits, but high double digits.
yeah, for sure.
High double
Same here.
digits. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, it's
And, you know,
definitely-
every time when I found out Christopher Reeve passed away, watched it. When
Oh.
Margot Kidder passed away, watched it. When Gene Hackman passed away, watched it again. It's just it's one of those.
It's in my
go-to.
top 10 movies I've seen the
Yeah.
most often.
On my 40th birthday,
Oh, that's right.
my
Oh.
wife and dude
Yes.
collaborated,
Oh, my Lord,
snuck
yes.
around, and actually rented the theater.
Yes.
You could rent the theater for private screenings
Holy
and tricked
jeez,
me
man.
and invited a bunch of people for a screening
Yes.
of the original Christopher
That was
Reeve 78
so
Superman the movie.
freaking awesome, man.
And I was just like,
Yes.
whoa. And that was such a cool
And
experience.
it was an awesome theater because it's one of the older theaters where there's only, you walk in and there's 3. That's it. And it was the biggest one.
Yeah.
And it was just to be able to sit down.
And to watch it on the big screen again. I had not seen it on the big screen since '78. I'd only seen it on my TV afterwards. And that was epic. This is how profound this was. This is what
Yeah.
my wife did for me on my
Yeah.
40th. And it was honestly one of the best birthdays I ever had.
That was awesome. That
All
was
right.
a fun time.
All right, so what's your next item, dude?
All right. So my next item is an object, something that
It's a thing.
it's a thing that I spotted one day when I was a youth.
A ute.
When I was a youth,
What is a ute?
I was grocery shopping with my mom, and I used to, and I still do, but that's when it started. My mom would do the rounds, aisles. I would go to the magazine rack, and it's not what you think.
It wasn't
I couldn't-
Playboy. He
I
couldn't reach.
that. I couldn't reach the top. Anyways, they
You
always
Penthouse. I never thought it would happen to
yeah,
me.
exactly. But there was a specific magazine that caught my eye, just the imagery of it, and then I started looking at it,
I know exactly what
and then I
this is.
started reading it, and I was laughing out loud in the grocery store.
What? Me
And then-
worry?
So
If you
when-
guys got that, you know what magazine we're talking about.
So when my mom came to pick me up, I was reading this. This is my very first Mad magazine.
What year is that?
So that's an 83.
83. Did you do the fold out in the back?
Yeah, it's done.
They
So-
had a thing where if
At the back, right? And then if you fold it, and it was, okay, so I'm 13. Again, full disclosure, folks, we're sharing a lot. It was a toilet.
funny
As
humor.
if at that age, I'm not going, okay, this magazine's for me.
Yeah.
But everything about this and just the imagery, right, of having Alfred
E. Newman.
Yeah, Alfred
Yes.
E. Newman surfing in this garbage pile. That image and just going through it and starting to read it, I absolutely fell in love with it. And this, I am blaming my sense of sarcasm 100% on.
I
that
could totally see
magazine.
that.
The sheer amount of sarcasm.
Oh, they
and
spoof and mock everything.
everything, and even with
Nothing
the
is sacred.
movies and everything else. And to me, when I was going through this, and it was like, this is insane because in
Is
here
that Knight Rider spoof?
it's
yeah,
Nut Rider. So I'm like, they're spoofing even TV shows.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
spoofing movies. And
I
going,
love the Spy
"This
versus
thing-"
Spy. Oh,
So they had
yeah.
everything that was comedy. I absolutely adored. And in the inside, they were advertising, the big, silly nonsense kind of. So the actual tagline is, Mad Super Special Winter '83 Book of Silly Nonsense. And at the top said, "Psst, all of you dopey addicts hooked on junk like this." I'm like, self-deprecating.
Oh, yeah.
This is awesome. They're throwing themselves under the bus. So what ended up happening? My second one, boom, there it is.
The Book of Silly Nonsense.
I'm like, I need this.
Nice.
My life is not complete till I get the second copy.
That's
So
funny.
Mad Magazine, I still have the first ones, and I still have every single one of them that I
You
ever
do have.
purchased.
I've noticed you have a big stack. I never realized how far back it went.
So Mad Magazine for me, I am convinced again to this day, that's where my sense of sarcasm, my sense of humor comes from. As soon as I started reading that very first that very first book, because they had Mad TV as well, and one of my favorite
Watching Mad TV.
one of my favorite comedians is actually
Will Sasso.
There you go, Will Sasso's from there too. So everything to me was Mad. I love Mad, and just that sense of humor. Everywhere I can find it, when somebody has a great sense of humor, a great sense of sarcasm, and going, you would love Mad Magazine for sure.
Yeah, and they did so many. I mean, look at how these covers make fun of everything. Nothing was safe with Mad.
Nothing. So
Nothing.
all of those, and even those cover, that imagery, if you went back in the day in a newsstand, and even today, like if I go to the newsstand, and the funny thing is if I'm looking at, for example, this, I'm trying to look for a price here. It's probably like $1.25 or something stupid like
Well,
that.
it's the early '80s, right? So
Yeah, but still, $2.50, right?
Well, that's a big thick digest
Yeah,
one.
it's a big thick one. So the other one was $1.25.
Yeah.
$2.50. If you were today the exact same size of book,
$20.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy if you're looking at the difference.
Inflation.
Wow! But we were talking about allowance. With my allowance, I could buy Mad Magazine.
And
my mom
Laser
bought
Gun.
me my first one,
That is cool.
and then every other one after that, I had to buy myself because when she saw what it was,
She's like, I'm never buying this again.
No, I am not buying this. So I'm like, I know what I'm doing with my allowance.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
That sense of sarcasm. That's
Uh.
just that being able to poke fun at everything and not taking things too seriously. I thank Mad Magazine for that.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
My next item is not so childhood oriented. You know, the movie was I was 6, and you obviously your preteen years, your magazines, your laser. This next item is not a pop culture item in the traditional sense. It's a failed pop culture item.
Oh, interesting.
So I got to give you a little background. This is where you're gonna find out a little more about Dude.
You're gonna get some juicy details. I don't know why I said it that way.
In 2008.
Well, that's very specific dates.
Yeah.
I hate dates. He loves dates.
Well, you know, a nice date is fine. It ends with a happy ending. In 2008, my now wife, then girlfriend, we both had found out about a production in Ottawa, a web series that was filming,
Okay.
and they were holding open auditions. We both auditioned. She got a small but meaningful part. I wound up being one of the leads in this thing. Don't bother looking for it. The writer, director, producer was a guy who was
slash.
yeah, just right there, a little too ambitious with not enough experience and credentials to back it up. And though everything was shot, maybe only half was edited, and then two very poor reviews because the guy was in over his head, and the thing never actually saw the light of day.
Oh,
It was called Untamed Lands. If you do manage to find something, you'll see why it wasn't very good. Nonetheless, we had fun. But when I first started dating my wife, you know, you talk about all sorts of things. And I had mentioned only once in passing that one of my lifelong ambitions would be to have my own action figure. Now, today people have 3D printers. You can print your own action figure. And you got the Funko Pops. But this is 2008. Those weren't really a thing yet.
No.
And other than, you know, actors and athletes, nobody really had their action figures. And even the actors is predominantly actors in sci-fi.
Oh yeah, and you had to be in an epic,
Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford had their own action figures and all that, and you know, Lee
you were
Majors
lucky. You were lucky if they actually had your likeness too.
Yeah, because sometimes it was just generic.
Yeah.
But I'd always dreamed of being an action figure. Now, September rolls around and it's my birthday. It's the first birthday I spend with my wife, then girlfriend.
Now you know even when his birthday is.
September. She made me.
Are you curious?
And the packaging is a little damaged here, but my very own action figure of my character from Untamed Lands. She went and bought a Ken doll. She drew the little goatee on it. She made the outfit. This is set in some kind of Stone Age period. My character has a little warhammer, which in real life it was a croquet mallet with paper mache on the head to look like a stone. But you can see the little warhammer there. The character's name was Crow.
Okay, dude. Oh, I know. Right now, for a few seconds, pop up so they can see it appropriately.
Yeah.
Put in a proper image right now.
All right. So the character's name is Crow. So she remade the outfit. She painted on it. She took the lining of the box and flipped it inside out and painted a little background and painted everything to make it my own action figure. Even on the back, there's like the story of the character and all this. And like, look for these other collectibles at the bottom, even though they don't really exist, of other characters in the show. And just on a passing comment I made once, I got what was probably the coolest gift I ever got in my life. My very own action. You know, if you've been in a relationship at one point and there's a moment where you said, yeah, that's the one. This was one of those moments where I was like, she's not just girlfriend material, she's the one. And
she pays attention.
Yes, and you know, here we are 17 years later, happily married. But this to me,
he's sharing so much.
I'm sharing so much. But this is one of the coolest...
I'm feeling uncomfortable right now.
This is one of the coolest gifts I ever had.
You do know we're on the
entire
World Wide Web.
I know, and I don't care.
The entire
How many
planet,
of you can say your loved one...
The entire planet is watching right now.
How many of you can say your loved one made you your own action figure based on a crappy web series you started 17 years ago? Yeah. So, for me, this is one of those... If the house is burning and you can only save so many things, that's on the list. You know, I can
tell your wife, get out, get out.
I can buy another Superman movie. This is irreplaceable.
Yeah, exactly.
That is
wow.
memorabilia that strikes.
Geez.
And like I said, it's pop culture, but failed because nobody's ever seen the show because it sucked. But nonetheless, I had fun.
I watched.
I was the anti-hero. I was like the reluctant guy who doesn't want to be the hero, but he's chosen by the gods and given this magic hammer, and he's got to lead a bunch of primitive people to rebel against the evil Moira, who I forget what her deal was, but
sounds like a porn, right? It wasn't.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
Sounds like a porn. Was not. Legitimately.
Anyways, that's my second pick.
Okay.
All right, what's your third pick, dude?
Well, everything else I have sucks.
Oh, come on. Your gun
my
was cool.
next
Your
one,
magazine was cool.
My next one is I loathe technology.
He does.
I do. I hate technology so much.
He does.
I do realize the irony of us being on YouTube being technology, and I've always said if it wasn't
He's
for
not
YouTube,
above using it, he just doesn't like
exactly. We'd probably be doing public access right now.
Wayne's World!
Wayne's World! Wayne's World! My third object for our show and tell is an object I had no choice to get back in the day. And oddly enough, this is not a childhood thing either. This is early adulthood. Dude and I had started, which is really, really odd. I didn't say anything that you're wearing that t-shirt. We had started a comedy club. We had a third partner, right? So there's 3 of us. We had started a comedy club that was called
The Comedy Club.
Right? So, dude, can you just put up like an actual banner so they can actually understand the premise of, thank you. See, so see the little happy face? So that the premise behind the Comedy Club was that every single person would automatically say the Comedy Club. And then we're going, you might want to read that again.
It's the Comedy Club.
It was a joke because it was a cub, you know. So it's almost like the dude den and everything else. So we both had jobs, regular day jobs, but we also had the Comedy Club at night and on weekends. So we spent all of our time working back in the day. And
It's exhausting.
back in the day, all we had was our landlines. Well, there was a neat little invention that was popped up, and it wasn't big like this anymore,
Excuse me.
but it looked like this.
No smartphone, just phone.
My actual first cell phone.
And that one's actually pretty
My
small
case.
compared to some others.
So, it has an antenna. So,
You can make calls. That's it.
Yeah. So I had purchased this because I needed people to be able to reach me, our talent for the Comedy Club. We were booking talent for meetings, for everything else. This is my first cell phone, and the reason for it, why I got it, was because back, you know, you're not supposed to be doing that anymore, but before there was nobody else doing it. You could drive and be on the phone.
Before it was
Nobody cared.
illegal. You actually had car phones that you could do like
actually
this.
could do this because you weren't doing this, right? So we were doing this, and you were talking on the phone because there are actually phones in cars as well.
Yeah.
So they were actually
Welcome to the 90s.
attached, right? So this, I kept it because it was the first piece of technology that I bought because I had to, just because of the lifestyle we were living back in the day. And I kept it because I had vowed that I would never buy another cell phone ever again. Because I actually ended up hating the fact that people could call me wherever I was. Fast forward.
There was a freedom to having only landlines. If you didn't want to be reached, you could just disappear.
Fast forward, smush it, and put a hell of a lot more technology. Everybody has one of these in their pocket.
Oh yeah.
Everybody assumes that you have one in your pocket. But for me, the nostalgia behind it is that when we started our comedy
But you
club,
didn't wear it in your pocket back then. You had a belt
no,
clip.
well that's the thing. I had the actual
the
and
case,
there's a
and
clip.
yeah, there's a clip on the back that would go in your belt. You carry it on the outside to show people, look at me, I got
I
a
have
phone.
a cell phone.
Well, it'd be too big to fit in your pocket.
So-
People would be like, wow, are you just happy to see me? No, it's my cell phone.
Yeah, so I've kept this, and it's funny, when I was done with it, I had put it away. And when we were building the set for Lazyboys night, I started pulling stuff out of boxes,
And you found it.
and I found this, and I'm like, holy jeez, I haven't seen this in such a long time. And the fact that I kept it, I freaking love it now. Because like people look at this and go, yeah, this is what it looked like when we first started off.
Grandpa's phone is
You
funny
have
looking.
the rich people that have at the very first ones that were massive, almost
yeah,
like
yeah.
military style.
Oh yeah, yeah, they
phones.
were huge.
But this was the first generation of everyday
Of practical cell phones.
cell phones.
Yeah.
So for me, this was a huge
Is that a Nokia?
show and tell. I'm not even sure what.
Nokia was the big one for those back then.
Sony.
Sony, oh there you go.
Yeah.
Anyways, well,
Yep. So
I,
that is my third object, folks.
I'm happy with your third object, but I'm also pissed off.
What?
Because you stole my story. Because
What?
my third object is this
Literally
t-shirt.
a t-shirt.
That's why I wore it.
That's freaky, man.
Because
Hey, folks.
let me
this
tell
is
you a
what I'm
story.
about.
Back in '99, Dude
Wow.
and I owned a comedy club called the Comedy Club. There was a third partner. We're not going to talk about him.
No.
But this is the piece of memorabilia I kept from that. Despite it being a lot of work, because I was a full-time student, we were constant, and I had part-time jobs. He was working full-time, and we ran the Comedy Club, and it was exhausting. But nonetheless, every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights, we'd be, managing.
We had Sunday specials too.
Sometimes Sunday specials, and we'd be managing this club where you'd see people come up, and it wasn't just stand-up comedy. There was like sketch
shows,
comedy review shows. There was a style, it's called Laugh Lines. It was like a Whose Line Is It Anyways kind of thing. And despite all the work, it was a lot of laughs. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it was one of the first big endeavors Dude and I did together.
Yeah.
And out of all this is the only piece of memorabilia I have left. Dude has a few more. You can't see it, but elsewhere on the Dude Den, there's actually one of the original signs from this that's up on the wall. But this is all I have, and this is a great memory of the partnership we've been sharing for decades and decades now.
Our love, our mutual love of laughter, of just comedy in general. They're just the whole principle behind just having a good time, because things get serious so fast in life.
You need to laugh.
And we have always tried to ground ourselves in just having those moments where you rip away from life. That's why we love entertainment. That's why we get along so well when it comes to that, is that you need to have that escapism where you can jump into another world for that time. And
forget your worries, forget your troubles,
when we had
enjoy the moment.
Club, it was one of those things. If you have to imagine this YouTube channel that we have now, Lazyboys Night, is an extension of that. When we had that comedy club, the Comedy Club, we had other entertainers come in, and we would manage the place, right?
Yeah.
So we would make sure that people that came in were entertained. So we now have taken it upon ourselves
to entertain ourselves. That's right.
Continue that and still offer entertainment as best as we possibly can.
Side note: one of the people who was on our semi-regular comedians actually made it big for a while. Comedian John Doerr. If you do not know John Doerr, there was American Idol and Canadian Idol.
Hey, dude, put up an image of John Doerr.
Yeah, so there was American Idol that had Ryan Seacrest as the correspondent. Canadian Idol had John Doerr as the correspondent, along with Ben Mulroney, who was the other host. But John was one of our guys for a while.
He was one of our regulars.
Yeah.
And we have quite a few comedians that have moved on. We're talking about Greg was one of them too. That he had his own special.
He did. I can't remember his last name.
That's horrible, right?
Oh, you got to remember, this was 26 years ago.
Oh yeah,
it was 1999. So
that's his name right there. So there's not the only one. There's quite a few that came through our doors that were on our stage.
Ottawa comedians who paid their dues.
But that's fantastic.
Do you have an honorable mention?
No, I didn't plan an honorable mention.
I planned one just in case, and I'm glad I did, because this is kind of a copycat, so I feel kind of bad.
It's not a copycat.
But
if you think that, how weird is this?
But it's a story. Dude, I know.
You know how weird it is?
I
bring my freaking phone, and you put on the T-shirt.
I know.
There's no way we could have planned this.
You can see they're connected here. We honestly didn't know. But
dude, have you been watching the show? We don't plan anything.
So watch the episode again.
He plans stuff.
Watch the episode again, and you'll see when he starts talking about his phone and the Comedy Club. You'll see my face kind of go like, "Oh crap."
No, don't watch it again, dude. Can you play that part again? I didn't say anything that you're wearing that T-shirt. We had started a comedy club. We had a third partner, right? So there's three of us. That's true, yeah. Okay.
All right. So I have an extra just in case, because we often do our six-packs have honorable mentions.
See how you looked at me?
What?
Oh. No, you looked at me going, where's yours?
This is, well, there's a little box for it, but this is a special commemorative coin. Let me show you proper here. Dude will put up a proper picture. I know, but still, I want to do this because it's fun.
Yeah, just let him do his
Fun
job.
fact, and I'm going to reveal a little bit more about me. Earlier, you said, "Oh my God, you know the year I'm born." I'm going to give you the exact date.
More details.
I'm going to give you the exact date, and there's a reason why. Americans might not be aware of this the same way Canadians are,
Or Australians.
Or Australians.
Or New Zealanders.
but for Canadians, there's a very specific hockey game in history that meant a lot. Back in 1972, there was a World Series, and Canada went head-to-head against Russia. And Russia back then, well, maybe now too, because of Putin, but Russia back then was like the big bad. And
Not anymore.
Canada finally beat Russia. The winning goal was scored by Paul Henderson on September 28th, 1972. I was born during that game, not at the game. My mom wasn't at the game, but while the game was being played, my mom was in the hospital being born. And back then, there were no VCRs. If you don't know what a VCR is, it was a machine that could record off TV.
Yeah.
But back then,
Gen X forever.
yeah, Gen X forever. But if you missed it, you hope for like a replay of the 6 o'clock news, and that was
Yeah.
it. And my mom's gynecologist, for
This
years,
is super personal.
for years, teasingly annoyed her about the fact that she made him miss the big game because of me. I was born during that game. So on the 25th anniversary of this, so in 1997, the Royal Mint here in Canada, they issue often a lot of the commemorative coins and things like that.
Go check out this episode if you want to know a little bit more about the mint. Go check this image. And here we are at the next location we're talking about, the Royal Canadian Mint.
Oh yeah.
You know what they do there?
Stamp the money.
Nah,
Well-
they actually, at this particular location, at the Castle on Sussex Drive, they actually mint numismatic coins, so you know as collector coins, but they also do the refinement of gold and silver. See, so if you do visit Ottawa, that's a place to go check out, because you'll get one of these stories out of it.
Yeah. Well, maybe not this particular coin, because
You'll
that
get
coin...
a kind of story like that.
That coin was
Ish.
issued in 1997, so on my 25th birthday, somebody gave me that commemorative coin, which is, you know, celebrating the day of my birth. Not really celebrating the hockey game, but nonetheless, it's the day of my birth. So that always had a little special place.
I wonder
for me
if
as well.
your mom's gynecologist has his own YouTube channel
I'm
where it
thinking-
is, dude, f***ed up my life.
I think he's dead by now, but
Hey, you never know.
you never know.
He is a doctor. He
Anyways.
might have some, you know, some
That-
technology, some pills, some stuff he's got going on, you know,
Border
whatever.
pills don't keep you alive, man. Anyways, that was my extra little
Damn!
piece of memorabilia. So,
we went super personal.
wait, I know, we revealed a lot. So what memorabilia is important to you? Everybody's got a piece. We'd
Yeah.
like to find out about it.
So
But before
if
we do,
you- I was gonna say, if you want to comment, you got to do this first.
subscribe
Yeah.
and then like and share.
Right. If you do that, then you can put down comments and you can actually share with your friends. Going, these two guys,
We'd love to hear your stories.
you got to see them, man. They share way too much.
Did I share too
Personal.
much? Did I overshare?
I overshared, man. I shared
Should,
more than
should I
needed.
share my social insurance number?
You know, most people watching this that know me personally, which is like 2 people. You know, the
You
rest
know
of-
2 people?
I know 2 people, and they're not watching.
Man,
this.
you've been
Well,
socializing.
sometimes.
Good for you.
And I'm trying to get out there, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to get out of the dude den.
I was trying to get out, but the guards won't let him.
You told me that I had an hour and a half. I'm not even done
All right.
yet.
Anyways,
Freak,
Thank you
man.
for sticking
Prison
around.
guards piss me. Oh.
you're getting the
No,
phone
no,
book
no,
later.
no, no, no.
You're getting the phone book later.
Damn. Okay, we got to. Shit. Yeah, we're going. Relax.
Younger viewers won't know what a phone book is. Anyways,
He's gonna scroll through his phone and hit me with it.
thanks for sticking around. Leave us a comment, and we'll
Yes.
see you next Thursday.
Thanks for watching. We'll see
Cheers.
you next time.